I just want to make a video about the Ichimoku cloud and how important it really is. We can see on the QQQ here on the weekly chart that it just backtested the baseline perfectly, and now it's kind of rebounding to possibly recover a little bit, right? But this is the weekly chart, so I want to just focus today on the monthly chart of the Ichimoku so we can spot some trends that we are seeing, right? So let's go to the monthly chart here. And specifically for the QQQ, we can see that it really turned bullish when candles started to close back above both this conversion line, the blue line, and the orange line, the baseline right there, with this monthly candle that was up 7% for the QQQ. And ever since then, it never really looked back. And how much of a percentage gain is that from that orange line up to current price? That is a 40% gain for the QQQ from that price, right? So that is pretty incredible. And we can see something similar happening to almost all the stocks out there with the monthly Ichimoku, that they are starting to get above both of these baseline and the conversion line. So let's go take a look at a handful of stocks to see if they are ready to make similar moves like the QQQ. And next, we have the IWM. And when did we see this monthly cross right here? Well, this first candle closed above the baseline and the conversion line right here in February 2024. And ever since then, it's been trending up. Now, what if that had the similar move from basically the QQQ? If that went up 40% for where the baseline sits, what kind of price would that be? That would be basically a $261 IWM, which would put it at an all-time high, right? So I believe it's just the beginning of a bigger move for the IWM. Now let's go check out ARKK. And ARKK is in the process of closing a monthly candles. There's still 6 days left above the conversion line and the baseline for the first time, essentially in a long time. The last time was right up here in June of 2021, where it closed a monthly candle above both of them, right? And this is the first time we can see that happen. So if that went up 40%, what would that look like from that current price? That would be essentially $62 ARKK, right? So that is a possibility, but there's still a lot of room to go up even more to the top of the cloud, right? So let's just go back in time with ARK to see when the last time that really happened, right? So the last time it went above both, right here, was probably during this time here. It was relatively young back then, but we can just assume that the price went above both possibly right here, right? Because right here it was below the conversion line, but it was above the baseline. So if we see what kind of percentage gain that really was from when it just crossed above both here, we can probably just put that on here and go straight up. And what kind of gain was that, right? That was a 622% gain for ARK. I'm not saying it's going to do that again, but I'm just showing you the importance of this monthly Ichimoku. And this is a very, very, very important development, I believe, for growth stocks and for the ARKK fund, the ETF, right? So we got to wait to see how this monthly candle closes, but it's looking like a positive development so far. And if that month does close above, then that'll be a bullish sign for things to continue higher and higher in the future. And next we have Tesla. And Tesla is in the process of closing out this monthly candle as well. There are still 6 days left for this monthly candle to close above this baseline, above this conversion line, which we really haven't seen that before until it was right here. But this was obviously just a fake out. It could not last and it went back down. So This time it could be real because the baseline and the conversion line are really tight together. And up here, they were really far apart, right? You can see the distance between this blue line and that orange line really far apart. So what we're seeing is a convergence of these two lines. And essentially, that is a very, very bullish indicator because you can see back here, the convergence of the lines were really tight as well. And then price just took off and then it made everything wider and wider. But this is a very, very positive development for Tesla. And if this month does close within the cloud and close above these two indicators, right, the baseline and the conversion line, then that will be a sign of a trend change for price to continue higher and higher and higher. And I believe that will ultimately become the new support zone, right? So the baseline currently sits around 208.24 and the monthly conversion line sits around 204.90. So I think that would be the maximum pain that you could see Tesla go in the future if there were more scares or liquidity crisis or whatnot, right? So this is a very important development of this monthly Ichimoku. So we gotta wait till the month closes, but so far it's on track to continue higher and higher. So this is a very, very positive thing for the future of Tesla. And another example here is SMCI. Now it had that bullish cross a long, long time ago, right? Way, maybe even down here where it was above both, probably back in August of 2022. And then it just took off, right? But the trend is still there, right? We can see that it's still battling this conversion line and it still has never even touched the baseline down here. So the month isn't over yet. There's still 6 days left. So this candle still could close back above the conversion line for another positive development to continue higher and higher. So this is more proof of how important the monthly conversion line, the monthly baselines are, right? Once you see them really tight and once you see price close monthly candles above both, they seem to just take off. And what kind of percentage gain was that for when it started to be above both here? We'll just go roughly here. It was about a 1600% to the top, and now it's up like 900% from current levels. So we can see the importance of when a monthly candle closes above both. And next, let's do Square. And Square is currently below both, right? It's currently below both, but when we zoom in a little bit, these are getting really, really tight again, right? You can see how wide the conversion line and the baseline were, but now they're getting really tight, right? It's kind of a similar situation to what we saw here, where they were getting really tight and it closed a month below, and then it started to go months higher and higher. So I believe we're in the process of seeing something similar to this right here. And if we even close this candle, this monthly candle within 6 days above the conversion line, that means there's a possibility of next month opening a new candle above both, right? It has that possibility. And once that happens, price would be able to continue higher and higher. And we can see that there's plenty of room from that conversion line to the top of the cloud. In fact, it's like a 90% opportunity right there. But even if it went up like the QQQ to 40%, that still would be a $90 square, right? So this is the importance of the monthly Ichimoku cloud. And we're getting to the stages of almost every monthly chart that you see is either in the process of almost getting on top of both or is currently already on top of both of these lines, right? So I could go on, but I just wanted to make a video of this showing you that the IWM has plenty of room to run. The ARKK ETF also has plenty of room to run, and simply for the fact that many coins or many stocks within the ETF are looking similar to this, or they're already almost on top of them to continue higher and higher. So I do like this development. I do like what I'm seeing. So pay attention to the monthly close in about 6-7 days, and then we will reevaluate to see if things are really ready to go higher and higher and higher.